Okay, so we just went through like terms and the definition of what a like term is. If you do not have this foldable printed, that is okay. Please take the time right now to pause the video and just write down everything that you see on my piece of paper here. You are going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 4 different colors, highlighters or markers for today's lesson. So like terms. We just reviewed that like terms need to have the same variable. Same variable. If they have the same variable, you also need to make sure they have the same exponent. If they have both of these in common, then you need to combine them. Okay. So go ahead and write that information down. That is review. And then we're going to look at example 1. So these are 3 different examples. Okay. Example 1 is right there. Example 2 is right here. And then example 3. After we have done these 3 examples, then you may work on the classroom assignment that is located on your Google Classroom along with this video. So this looks really long, doesn't it? This is an algebraic expression because there is no equal sign. So we're just going to go through and look at each individual term. So what I like to do is take a highlighter, and as I'm reading, I'm going to highlight the terms that have the same variable part and exponent. So this is a negative 2x. So I'm going to go through and find all the x values. So this is 1. This 3 is a constant. There is no x value. This has an x, and it has the same exponent, 1, which is not listed. You normally don't list exponents with a value of 1. 5 is a constant, and then you have a 4 here with an x. However, it is not the same as the other 2 terms that we have highlighted in green because it does not have the same exponent. It has an exponent of 2, whereas these other ones have an exponent of 1. So we are not going to highlight that. 11, there's a 15x. That is the same as the other 2 green. And then we have 2x squared. That is not the same as the green terms. And then we have negative 15. So we are done with our first highlighter. And then I go back and I look at the number next to the highlighted part. And I say, okay, that's a 3 with no variable, which is okay. That means it's a constant. Do you see any other constants in our algebraic expression? So I'm just going to go through and highlight all the numbers that don't have a variable. There we go. Those are like terms. So some like terms won't have a variable or an exponent, but they are still alike. So we're done with our second highlighter. And one more. I see one more term. I'm going to take I should have grabbed a other marker, but I have a crayon. I have an orange crayon. So I'm just gonna gently highlight this -4, because this is the first term as I read left to right that is not highlighted. So I'm gonna highlight that. Now, is there any other terms that have a x with a squared with it? You're right. Right here, this is the same. Has the same variable and the same exponent. So we are highlighting both of those orange. Okay, so now we need to combine them. So we found all the like terms with the same variable and same exponent. And so the last step is to combine them. So we're gonna take our green terms. We're gonna start with our green terms. That is -2x, -4x, and -15x. Those are our green terms. Okay. Okay, let's look at our yellow terms. That is 3, that's a +3. That is a +5. That is a +11. But this is actually a -15. -15. And those are our yellow terms. And then lastly is our orange terms. That's a -4x squared and a +2x squared. And those are our orange terms. All right, everything's nice and organized now. So with algebraic expressions, the last thing is to simplify. So we organized our terms into categories, and now we just need to simplify. So when you combine these, you can actually add them together. So on your calculator, it would look like this. The green terms are -2 plus -4 plus -15. And that will get us -21. And then don't forget the variable. So the green term is -21x. Okay. And then we're going to combine our yellow terms. That's 3 plus 5 plus 11 plus a -15. And you end with a +4. So +4. And then lastly is our x squared terms. That's -4 plus 2. -2, and then don't forget the x squared. So I'm just going to highlight these to show you that I simplified this algebraic expression. And because we have 3 colors, you will have 3 terms listed. That's how you know that is correct, is because you need to have 3 terms listed because you have 3 colors used. All right, if you want to try the next one on your own, go ahead and then just fast forward the video. I'm going to go a little bit faster. So I'm going to choose the first term. It's an x. So which terms have just an x? This has just an x. This has just an x. Okay. Next term is just a constant. So that's that. That. Okay. And just like what we wrote on the other page, these are actually the same. It doesn't matter the order of the variable. as long as they both have the same variables. So there's an x and a y, an x and a y, and an x and a y. So those are the same. It doesn't matter the order. Okay, time to get organized. We have x, and there's a secret 1 in front of that. So I'm just going to put a 1 to remind myself. 2x and negative 3x. Okay. And then my constants, that's a negative 9, a negative 2, and a negative 4. And then we have xy, 2xy, and a negative 3xy. And again, that's just a 1. Okay? Stay organized. I can't tell you how important it is to stay organized when you're doing math. All right, so let's add these. So that's 1 plus 2 is 3, but then plus a negative 3, that actually is 0. So 0x is our green term. And anything times 0 is just 0. So we're actually not going to write that. We have negative 9 plus negative 2 is negative 11, plus negative 4 is negative 15. And then we have 1 plus 2 is 3. Again, a negative 3. Okay, so we have 0xy as well. So plus 0xy. And anything times 0 is 0. So the answer actually is going to be 15. But we want to make sure we write this out so that we know we did all of the work. But our answer is actually this. So this is our answer. Oops. All right, I'm gonna walk you through another one. So this is, the first term is 4x. So I'm gonna go through and find all the values with an x and with an exponent of 1. So x to the first power. X to the first power. X to the first power. That's it. Okay. The next term is yz. So I'm going to look for every term that has a y and a z in it. No variable, too many variables, a y and a z. Perfect. All right. Another one. This is a constant. So we're going to do that. Another constant. That means they have no variable part and no variable. So those are our constants. And then we have one lonely one. And I will use another crayon. Okay, so I have 4 different colors this time. So ready? We're going to do all the green ones first. 4x, 2x, and a negative 1x. Okay, green is done. Yellow, yz, and there's a 1 in front, and then a 2zy. That's our yellow. Okay, orange, negative 3, plus 8, and negative 9. Okay. And again, we have 4 colors. So then we have this lonely one, 4x, y, z. So our answer will have 4 terms because we have 4 colors. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine these. So 4 plus 2 is 6, minus 1 is 5. So we have 5x. And 1 plus 2 is 3. And it doesn't matter the order. And then we have negative 3 plus 8 is 5. Plus a negative 9 is actually a negative 4. And then we have plus 4xyz. Okay, so again, we have 4 colors. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to have 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is our answer. Simplified. And those are your examples. Oh, I hope you guys saw that? Yikes. Sorry, I moved my paper over. Please let me know if you have any questions or if this was confusing at all. I try to keep it organized and using the same colors so that you know how to do everything. There you go. All right, now you guys are off to your homework. Thank you.